Welcome to Azure Data Factory Real-Time Scenarios 12. Okay. Azure Data Factory. How to copy data from on-premise to Azure. So here on-premise is nothing but the software which is installed in your own system. So what I'm doing is on-premise is nothing but my SQL server. The server is installed in my computer. So from computer to I'm trying to copy to Azure or cloud. See, so this SQL server is installed my computer. So I'm trying to install into cloud, and in cloud what I'm using here. So as in Azure I'm using blob storage or Azure Lake, Azure Data Lake Gen 2 using Azure Data Factory. So I'm trying to copy data from on premises to cloud using Azure Data Factory. So this is my architecture. So the SQL server is installed my computer. So this is source, and in that we have some files or some data. So the data needs should be copied into Azure Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Gen 2 using Azure Data Factory, and we have to use certain things here. So first one is we need to create two linked services, two data sets. One is for source data set, one is sync data set, and we need to create copy activity under the pipeline. So what are the things we need to do before? The first one is you need to create Azure Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Gen 2 storage. That depends upon your requirement. And you need to create one Azure Data Factory also in. And third one is data on SQL Server. That means you should install Microsoft Server, SQL Server, and you should create some data. Means you have to create some database. Under that you should create employee or any table and should contain some data. So let me go to portal. Now just I'm going to here Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. In this I have a database is called source. Under the database I have a tables. In this table one of the table is data underscore source underscore table. This is my table. So what I am doing is I am reading the data from the table. Let me asking. So what am I? So I'm trying to copy the data. So select start from table name. So I'm getting the 5 records. So I need to copy these 5 records into my Azure. So let me go to portal. So this is my source here. This is my source today. Okay, and the sync is my storage accounts. It can be any one of the storage account, but I am using ADLS Gen 2 storage, and a container output employee. So I need to copy the data from on premises to here. So that's the reason as we are changing. So let me add one word. As you are copying the data from on premises to cloud, we need to create integrated self-hosted integrated runtimes. So I will explain you how to do that also. First, let me go to data factories, and this is my data factory. Just let me open the data factory also. So once you are coming to the data factory, the first and foremost thing you need to do is you need to create self-hosted integrated runtime. So it is most important. So go to the manage tab, and under the click here integrated runtimes, and click on new, and you have to click on Azure or self-hosted. Then you have to click on continue. Then you have to click on self-hosted. Then click on create and give the name, and then you have to create. And after that so you have to install this one in your computer. Either you need to click here or you should click here. And so once I click the first one, so what happened, it is downloaded. You should install, but it's take little more time. That's the reason I have installed before only. So let me delete it. So this is this one. Okay, so this is my. After that what happened, it shows running. So self-hosted integration runtime is running for us. Now let me move to other tab. So let me go back once. What are the things are required? So first one is we required what are SQL server source is required and destination is required. So let me create two data sets. First one is source data set and the second one is sync data set. The source data set is my SQL server and the sync is blob storage or ADLS. So let me go and create a data set and my sync is, as we know, that SQL server. So search for SQL server and click on continue and give the naming convention. So what I am saying here, ds sync SQL server, and the link service you have to take that from, and see, automatically it is chosen self-hosted. If not, then you have to select it, and it is asking the table name. So this is my table name, dbo data underscore source underscore table, and you should click on OK. So my source data set is completed. Now let me go and create one more data set, new data set, and my destination is AD data lake gen 2. So gen 2 and delimited file, and here we need to give the file name also, ds underscore this is a sync adls, and this is my data lake storage, and you need to output, under the output employees I need to copy the data here, and as we know that first file is header, so create on. So just let me go to my, so I have completed both the data sets. Let me go to pipeline and create a new pipeline or copy data, or what we can say, okay, copy data from on premise to blob or ADLS. So I'm just ADLS, that's the reason I'm here. And next we required, there is a copy activity, and you have to drag here and give the name copy data. Okay, no problem. And the source is my SQL server. So let me check if anything I want to give here. So no. Okay. Next sync. So my sync is here ADLS. Now okay, right. And sync. So we need to give here file name. Yes. So the file name should be we can give here directly, or you can be parameterized. So let me parameterize it once. So here sync file name. Okay, sync file name. So I'm giving in data lake. Okay, and you have to map to here file name. Okay, now go to the pipeline now. So it will ask, yes. So we need to give here parameter. So we need to add a parameter sync file name. Yes, I'm adding parameter and just add it here and finish. So it will ask at the time of debugging. Okay, so validate. So we have validated, and now click on debug. So it will ask the file name. What is the file name do you want? So I want employee info at the rate, not at the rate, dot csv. This is my file name. So click OK. So the debug will start soon. So the debug has started and it is in queue. We need to wait until it has finished. So in its progress, so we need to wait until it was successful. The status was successful, and if you want, you can see the status. So from SQL Server to Azure Data Lake, this has completed. The number of record rows read is 5, and written is also 5. So let me go to my Azure portal and go to my storage accounts and ADLS, because I'm copied in ADLS. It is my destination, output, employees, and employee info. And you can see edit, and you can see there are the 5 records. The 5 records has copied. If you want, you can compare with your, see, the first one is AA, BB, CC, DD, and come to the portal, see, AA, BB, CC, DD. So in this way, we can copy the data from on-premises to SQL Server, or Azure, is Azure Data Lake or a cloud. Thank you.